Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am super excited that you guys are here today. As always, today's video is going to be a little different, as you can see by the title. I actually graduated college from Northwest Missouri State University in Missouri, that's where I live, in December of 2016. And I noticed, obviously, in going to college, I know when college starts, and it just recently started back up again. And I thought it would be a really cool idea just to kind of like give you guys some advice, and just especially like this is geared towards going through college period, but it has a lot to do with like starting out college and stuff like that too. And you guys know that I love to talk, so I thought I would just throw this video together to hopefully help you guys get through college and have the best college experience that you possibly can have. Alrighty, so as you guys can see, I have my Northwest Bearcats hoodie on. We have a little like acronym OAB, AAB, once a Bearcat, always a Bearcat. So even people that like leave Northwest and don't graduate there, everybody says once a Bearcat, always a Bearcat. And it's a college that literally everybody either hates or loves. And I had like a love-hate relationship with it, but yeah, it's like a really popular college where I go to, or where I live. But I overall, once I left Northwest, I miss it a lot, and I miss college in general. I even miss writing papers, so it goes by so fast. So I didn't even write this down on my big list, but let me just start with that. Like, you may literally like have the worst assignments and hate, like sometimes feel like you hate your life, but it seriously goes by so fast. Like when it's over, it feels like it happened in the blink of an eye. Like I remember my first day of freshman year, like it was yesterday. I literally cannot believe it's over. And like you really do like hit the real world running like as soon as you're done with college, and it is like kind of like a shock to you. I wish I could go back. Alright, so I did make a list because I wanted to be pretty thorough and give you guys my best tips and really write them out and think about what I was going to say. And I kind of separated them into categories. So I separated them into packing, organization tips, making friends tips, class tips, and career tips, and then like a little extra section. So first on the list, I'll just kind of go in order of what I had, was packing tips. So the first one I had on here is look up packing lists. So Pinterest, I'm sure you can just type it in Google, but if you're a person that likes Pinterest, then you can type it in there, and I know that that's where I found tons of packing lists. Like some people, like they'll get really creative and think of things that a lot of people, a lot of other sites didn't think of. So I just suggest really looking through those and like making your own checklist so that you can make sure that you're bringing everything that you really need, especially if you're somebody that lives really far away from your college, like across the country or even like 5 hours. Like you don't want to forget stuff that you really need back at home. So yeah, just make sure you make a list and check those things off when you got it packed. So the next thing was, speaking of being organized, make sure to put all your stuff that you are buying for college in one spot. So I really wanted to write this tip down because my mom, and if you're watching, I'm sorry mom, but she has a big problem with just buying stuff and putting it somewhere and then never finding it again. And especially at Christmas, that's a big problem. But yeah, so when I was going to college, we have our basement, and it's like a finished basement, and I just had like one corner where everything I bought for college, I just put that all in the corner. And you can do that with the stuff you're packing too, if it's stuff that you don't need along the way. Stuff that you buy, stuff that you pack, go ahead and put it there. And it's also kind of fun to look at it at the end of it and like see, oh my gosh, look at all this cool stuff I got from my dorm room. So yeah, just make sure you put it all in one spot. So the next thing I put that also has kind of do with packing and just your room in general is to bring decorations and make your room feel cozy. So this is your home away from home, and again, if you live really far away and you're not going to go home very often, this is like your home, at least for the first year the dorm room is, and then you might live off campus or still live on campus. But just bring decorations and make some home crafts and like picture collages and stuff, and just really like spruce up your room and make it you. Like even if you don't know your roommate, like that half of that room is yours, so do whatever you want with it and don't let anybody tell you differently. And then the last thing I kind of had on packing, originally I kind of like made a packing list for you guys, but I just thought that that would make this video way too long and that you guys could obviously look those packing lists up yourself. But I did want to include to bring or buy comfortable bedding. So sleep is really important in college, and a lot of the time you don't get a lot of it. But once again, this is your home away from home, and you're not gonna have that great of a bed, so you wanna get some comfortable bedding. Like, I got a mattress topper, like a thick foam mattress topper, and I got a duvet cover with like a down comforter in it, which is the goose feathers, which makes it 20 million times more comfortable. And I got like down pillows. So yeah, just bring some stuff that will like make you extra cozy, because that mattress is not going to be very comfortable. And speaking of that, bring some extra blankets, because you never know when people, like if you have a futon or something, if people want to come over and stay the night in your dorm, or you have a family member staying the night in your dorm, or you want to take a blanket to the football game, just make sure you have like at least one extra blanket in your room. All right, so I only had 2 tips that kind of go under organization, but a lot of things in college have to do with organization. It's a big part of being an adult. But the first one is to pick out your outfit the night before. And this is simple, and I still don't always do this as an adult, because like, let me tell you, I'm still very tired and I can barely get myself up an hour before work. But this will really help you, because a lot of the time in college, like I said, you don't get a lot of sleep and you are in such a rush in the mornings. I know 100 million times I got up and I had to be at class in 5 minutes. So if you just have your outfit ready, even if it's like the comfiest sweatpants and everything like that, just have it laid out and ready, and yeah, that'll help you get out the door quicker. And then my second tip under organization is to make to-do lists. So I'm a big list maker. Some people probably aren't list makers, but like I said, packing lists and like everything like that kind of helps me, and it's kind of just fun to write little things out and make lists and do doodles and use gel pens. I love gel pens. But yeah, so like every day you could start out, and this will keep you very organized in college. If you start out and make a to-do list of even just the things that you have to do for the day, like if you're in a lot of clubs and organizations and just have a lot of stuff to do every day, which college does get super busy. It really does, because you have a lot of stuff that you need to go to for classes and all kinds of stuff. So yeah, if you make a to-do list starting out the day, like you'll never forget what you have going on. Obviously, I think keeping a planner is super duper important. I forgot to add that to the organization, but that would definitely be a good thing to have. So the next category was making friends. The first thing I put on here was to use RoomServe, and I'm not sure like if people still use this website, but I looked it up and it still exists. So I'm not sure if you've heard of it or not, which college has already started, because so you probably have your roommates already. But just for future references, in case anybody watches this video down the road, you can use the website RoomServe to help you find a roommate, and then you can like link up and like message each other and get to know each other before you're moving in, and it just helps you, like you're able to just like see pictures of them and see if you think they would be a good match for you. The next tip I had is strike up conversation with people that you don't know. It's college, everyone needs friends, a lot of people don't know anybody. So everybody is wanting to make new friends. So even if you don't know that person, just try to break out of your shell. If you were an introvert in high school, just try to come to college and maybe be more extroverted. Like, you're starting a whole new life. Like, college is not high school. So just go in there and just be yourself and talk to people and get to know them. And you never know, those people might be your best friends. The next tip is to go through sorority or fraternity recruitment. I wasn't in a sorority, but that's actually like a really long story, but we'll save that for another time. So if you go to a bigger school, there might be a lot more organizations and things that you can do, and just more people that you can meet and stuff like that. But I went to a school that has about like 7,000 people in it, and in my opinion at Northwest, I think I just felt like if you were not in a sorority or fraternity, it was really hard to make friends there. I just felt like everybody in the sororities and fraternities like had a bajillion friends, and I was over here like by myself, and I made friends. But I definitely think that if you think that that's you, and also I would try it out even if you don't think it's you, because you never know. Definitely go for it. It's gonna help you make a lot of friends, but it is a big time commitment, as I knew a lot of people in Greek life. So yeah, just be sure of that. But I would definitely say try it out if you're really looking to do some new things and meet new people, and there's lots of fun things that they do. So yeah. But my next tip, if you are not into that kind of thing, or you try it and it doesn't work out and you don't get asked back to the ones you want to be in or anything like that, then I would just say look into other organizations. So my college campus, like I said, there was quite a few organizations, but not necessarily a whole lot that interested me. I was in a few, But yeah, I would definitely say like do some research. There should be stuff all over your college's website about different groups and stuff that you can join. If sorority recruitment and stuff like that doesn't work out for you, don't just sit in your room and do nothing, because I wish that I would have done so much more so that I could have met more people. And there was a lot of nights where I was in my room and I wanted to do stuff. And yeah, so just stay active and find things that you're really interested in. And then my last tip under the making friends category, and this is kind of just being social in general, is to go to the games. The games are super fun and you get to meet a lot of people, and those are all people cheering for your school and stuff. And pretty much you can go to college and talk to anybody, and a lot of people will be nice and talk to you back. So just go to games and go with your group of friends. And I didn't go to any basketball games while I was there. I always wish I would have gone to basketball games. I'm just telling you guys some tips that like I never did and I wish I would have. So like if you leave college and you didn't go to any games, I guarantee like one day you're gonna sit there and think, I wish I would have gone to some games. I went to a lot of football games, but I wish I would have gone to like baseball games and volleyball games and just checked it all out. So the next category is class. So on to a little bit more boring subject, but this will definitely help you get good grades and stuff like that. So the first one I put down was take the syllabus from each class, and if there's like a schedule on it, because oftentimes they like pass out a schedule of all the assignments and tests ahead of time, like on the first day. So like I was talking about with a planner, go ahead and write all those down. Like they may change, but you can always erase it or scribble it out. You want to have those down, and you want to check your planner often, or you will forget assignments. You will, 100%. I'm telling you, you do not have that great of a memory. My second tip, and I had this for free because my college gave us laptops. They provided laptops, but there's a OneNote function that is an application within Microsoft, and it is, you can get your notes super organized and do lots of fun stuff with it, and like add pictures to your notes. And it's just a big step up from regular Microsoft Word. I never even like opened Microsoft Word now. My work gave us laptops too, so I still use it now. I use it for everything, and it keeps me so organized. And there's like little tabs and like all kinds of stuff that can get you super like nitty gritty and down to specifics. My next tip is kind of simple, but balance your time. If you have a paper due that's in a week, work on it a little bit each night. So like if you have like a 5-page paper due in a week, like do 1 page a night. Like that will make it so much better than waiting till the night before, and you'll be so stressed and you'll be thinking, why did I do this to myself? And you'll just be miserable. So if you just like write 1 page a day, that will take you way less time the night before and cause you way less stress. My next tip is a good one. Study multiple days. If you're like me and you've just never been a big test taker, a lot of the time I would literally study the night before and that was it. I would say like go home and actually read your textbook a little bit each night or every other night. Go home and study your notes for like 30 minutes even. Just like continuously, like every day, try to teach yourself something. Even if you don't think you learned anything in the class, like go back to your dorm or go to the library. That's a good tip. Going to the library is way better than doing work in your dorm room. You really can get focused and like actually feel like you're like ready and you're gonna get shit done. So I would definitely say to just like continuously study, continuously keep up with your work. That way it's not the night before and you're trying to pack in 10 chapters of information and you're like, I'm gonna fail this. My next tip is to use Quizlet for studying. So Quizlet is a website, and some of you may have used this in high school, but Quizlet has like flashcards, and you can like put the terms and everything on these flashcards like regular flashcards, but you can make quizzes and you can do true and false, multiple choice, you can do fill in the blank, you can do all kinds of stuff, and it's a fun way to study. And it also, it makes everything more organized and easier for you to do, and you don't have to hand write out your note cards, you can type it out, so that makes things go a lot faster. My next one is to not skip class too much. So I would say if you think that you like literally have nothing going on that day and you're really not gonna miss anything, like yeah, maybe skip like, I wouldn't say more than like 3 or 4 classes all semester. Like really try to be a great student. That's why you're there. You don't want to waste your own money. You want to get a good education. So yeah, just try not to skip too many classes, but also don't overwhelm yourself if you're really not feeling that good that day, or you're feeling just beyond tired. I would say skip a couple this semester, the whole semester, but just try to keep on track of things. The next one is to switch majors if you have to, even a couple of times if you have to. I switched mine. I had 3 majors in college, but my last part of this tip is just don't wait too long. And I know some people, they do this, but I'm just saying if you wait till you're a junior and you switch your major, you're gonna have extra time in college. So I would just try to, like, not to sound like rude, but like try to make up your mind by your sophomore year, and you won't be that behind, because freshman year you're usually taking like all the prerequisites and you're not really getting that much into major classes. But by the time you're a junior year, you are doing a lot of major classes. So yeah, just try to test out the waters. I would give a major 1 semester. If you don't like it, switch it, so that way you're not wasting your own time and your own money, and you don't want to be in college for 6 years or even 5 years. I wouldn't want to be in college for 5 years, although I did say I do miss it, but at the time I don't think I would have enjoyed being there another year and a half. Alright, my next tip is to back up your files. So I personally had my computer crash once and I lost all my files, and I had a paper due like the next day. I had to completely start over. So just get like I think a lot of computers now have like the Google Drive, and like my computer at work has OneDrive, which is part of Microsoft, I think, and there's a lot of systems on the computer that can back it up for you. But if you don't have that, you can always just go with the regular little USB port thing, put it in your computer and save the files to that, and you'll always have that. And that's super important in college, unless you want to redo assignments. But that's just me. The next one is when it's time to register for classes, be ready like the second it opens. You have to be there. Like, you don't want to be out that night or doing fun stuff with your friends. You want to be there because classes fill up so fast. So you want to be there right on the dot when it's time to register for classes. If there's classes that you really need to take or you really want to get into, you have to do that. Because let's say there's a class and they only offered in the spring and you were out partying and you missed it, well then you can't take it till the next spring. Like, that's really how it works. A lot of most professors do not let extra people in after it says it's full. So just make sure to do that. And then the last one under classes is to take summer classes. So in high school, I took two dual credit courses, and then 2 summers I took 2 classes, which were super easy. Summer classes are so much easier. I know that it's like, it might be harder to focus when you're home for the summer, but you really don't have a lot to do unless you have like a full-time job or something. So I would just definitely suggest taking summer classes. I did graduate in 3.5 years instead of 4. So if you would like to like be graduated early, then yeah, just take a couple summer classes every summer and you will be good. I was always like really crazy about my schedule. I would mark it up and plan everything out really in advance so that I could make sure I was graduating early. I just really wanted to at the time, and then I kind of wished I hadn't at the end, because it's kind of sad. It's gonna be sad when you leave. I'm telling you. So let's go down to the careers category. So job fairs. This is really important. I didn't go to any, so I'm a dummy. But career fairs and job fairs and everything, I think they're the same thing. But they bring in companies all over, companies that have to do with majors and all kinds of stuff, and you get to meet them and interact with them and get business cards and just find out what they're all about. And it's just really important to make connections. That's what life is all about, is making good connections with people and networking and stuff like that. So definitely check those out and just keep your options open, and it will definitely give you a good look into what kind of choices you have. And yeah, I think it's super important. One thing I did go to though is my college offered mock interviews, and it was actually an assignment to go to it, but the company I had a fake interview with, so I gave you a fake interview and then they gave you like a sheet of everything you can work on and stuff like that. That is the company I actually work for now, and I've worked for them for almost 1.5 years. So yeah, you never know what will come out of those things. All right. My next tip is in careers is to not think you're not qualified enough. So in college, just as an example, and I actually did like this professor a lot, but one of my college professors, I said that I did not want to have a job making under $15 an hour. And he goes, what makes you think you're qualified to make more than $15 an hour? And I'm like, that's awfully rude. And today I make several dollars more than that. I won't say how much, but I make a lot more than $15 an hour. So it kind of just shows him. I got that job right out of college too. It's my first job right out of college. So don't think like that you're not qualified enough just because all you have is a college degree. You never know. And usually doesn't take that long to fill out an application. So if you find something that you think you're interested in and you're even on the fence whether you have the qualifications or not, take the chance and apply for it, because you might find a really great career out of it, making way more than what your professors thought you can make. And then the last tip under careers is to start early. So don't wait until 2 weeks before graduation to start looking for jobs. Unless you're like really wanting to take a break or something after college, which I don't really see why, because that's why you went to college, and unless you have people to support you and give you all the money. But yeah, so I would just suggest like 3 months before graduation, I would really start looking into jobs. Maybe even sooner, like 4 months. You can start applying to them, and even in the application and stuff, you can say like, this is the day I graduate, and they might still give you interviews. Like I was going to interviews like 2 months before my graduation date. So you can just like talk with them and work with them and tell them when you're graduating, and a lot of time they'll go ahead and hire you, and you just won't start until after you graduate. Alright, so now we're on to the extras category. My first extra is to make sure you utilize student discounts while you can. I used a lot of student discounts at restaurants, and all kinds of places just take student discounts, and a lot of stores, if you look it up, like I would just Google it, a lot of stores will take student discounts, and Amazon does student discounts. I actually looked up, and I have it just copied and pasted in here. It says, get free shipping and student discounts. Over the course of my college year, this was from a blog, but she said she saved $730 using Amazon Prime Student, so it actually is called Amazon Prime Student, to buy all of her textbooks and supplies. You can sign up for Amazon Prime Student here. It gives you free 2-day shipping and a ton of discounts on things like laptops and textbooks if you sign up, blah, 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 blah. Anyways, so yeah, just look into Amazon Prime Student. I know that it's free, I believe. My next tip is to call and text your loved ones often. So they're worried about you, especially this is for a lot of freshmen. Your family is so excited to see you go off and do all those things, but just like stay close to them, keep them updated. I'm sure they're extremely worried. This is the first time you've been away from home, and they're worried, but at the same time they're so excited for you, and they want to hear about your day, and they want to hear about your experiences because they can't be there. So just make sure you just keep up with them and call them every once in a while. Call them a couple times a week. Text them every day. I text my family every day. You don't have to text them that often, but yeah, just keep them involved in your life. And then piggybacking off of that, I put have family come visit you every once in a while. So I'm sure your family would love to come visit you and watch a game or go do something with you, or if you're in sororities and fraternities, they have like parents weekends and stuff like that. So yeah, just invite your parents to come up a couple times a semester and just let them experience it with you, so they can really like see like what your college is all about, and it will just be a fun experience for everyone. So make sure to invite them and just make them feel included. And then kind of even along with that a little bit more, I put don't go home every weekend, but make sure you do go home. So like in college a lot, like a couple years out of my college, I didn't have a whole lot of friends. So I would just go home mostly every weekend. I had a boyfriend at the time where I would come home and see him and this and that. But I went home so often because I only lived an hour away. Even if you only live an hour away, stay there at least 2 weekends a month or something. Really get to know your college. Go out with some friends. You'll always have your home once you're out of college, but you'll never have college when you come home. Like you can go up there and visit every once in a while, but especially a year and a half, 2 years after you graduate, you'll be like, it's time to not go back to college to party. So yeah, but do make sure you do go home every once in a while. Again, this has to do with seeing your family, but it's also like a nice breakaway from college. If you've been at college and you couldn't come home for 3 weekends in a row or 4 weekends in a row, you're really gonna start missing home and you're gonna just want a break. So it'll be really nice to go home for a weekend. My next one is, if you think you want to transfer, give it at least another semester and see if you still feel strongly about it. If you do, then go ahead and transfer. But my first semester, I hated it. I felt like there were definitely fun times, but I just felt like I was so lonely and I just wanted to come home and I didn't like it. So I was like, made my mind up that I was gonna transfer and everything. But I just stuck it out through the whole semester, and by the next semester, I was loving it. So yeah, my tip is pretty much just to, if you're not liking your college, just give it a little bit of time at least, and just make sure that that is the decision you want to make, because once you transfer, you're not going to transfer back. Alright, so my next tip is just to not drink in public places if you're under the age of 21. You don't want to get an MIP. Enough said. And then my last tip for you guys is to start going to the gym early and often. You never know, you might have a Papa John's right in front of your dorm room and have to get breadsticks almost every day. I'm not kidding, the freshman 15 is a real thing, or the freshman 25, whatever. Yeah, so I just wanted to put the tip on here, and I wish I could follow this myself. I really need to start getting back into the gym, but just work out and like get started early. The first couple of days you do so much moving, and the university has you doing so much stuff that I literally remember tweeting, how do people gain 15 pounds? You are walking constantly. But after a while you start eating so much junk food and you're just not eating that healthy, and it really does add up. So I would just say keep yourself active, do stuff outdoors, go on walks, go to the gym. Yeah, just keep yourself as healthy as you can because it's hard in college. So anyways, this is my video. I hope it's not too long, but I wanted to give you guys my insight into college because I have experienced it firsthand, and just give you guys my tips so that you can live your best college life. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video.